If you are a B2B service-based business owner and you are looking to gain more clients, create more impact, and more revenue in your business, tune in to Amplify Your Marketing Message with Christine Campbell-Rappin. Every week, we're going to take you through how to build an audience of buyers, mastering your marketing message, and making offers that convert consistently. We'll see you all on the inside. If you are posting every single day on any social media platform, or at least really regularly, and it is not turning into clients, we need to have a conversation. Welcome to Amplify Your Marketing Message. I am your host, Christine Campbell-Rappin, and today I want to talk about going from crickets to clients. So many business owners I know have a love-hate relationship with social media. It takes up an enormous amount of bandwidth in their brain, capacity in their day, and yet the giant elephant in the room is that it does not create leads. It does not create the desired outcome of movement from a potential buyer. And truthfully, if it's not working to do exactly that, this element of your marketing is broken, and doing more of it is crazy. So today in our episode of Amplify Your Marketing Message, I want to talk about selling to the audience that is already seeing your stuff. Because there is much truth, and you've heard it here before, that your business will be built on strangers. So getting in front of more people, more ways, more often is essential. It's not just essential on the first growth phase of your business, looking for your next client. It is a always needed part of the puzzle. However, before you can get great at serving strangers, you have to get great at serving those who already know you. And I read a stat once, and I had it shared on a platform that I host called Turn On Your Client Waterfall, that the average human being knows 600 people. So there are already 600 people that know you, and they'll know you from all walks of your life. And chances are some of those people are on your social media platforms. But you often forget that you could be serving and finding clients in your inner circle of known people. And when you are vetting ideas and looking for proof of concept, it is easiest to go short than it is to go long. And what I mean by that is sell to the audience you already have. The thing we need to remember, one, strangers need to be warmed up and need to understand who we are, what we stand for, the lens in which we see the world, and what makes us worth listening to. Because people buy when they see like. They're looking for some level of familiarity, and that is key. You end up, though, running a risk when you're playing the familiarity game that you become a likable expert. Somebody who educates. But let's also address this elephant in the room. People don't pay likable experts. They're liking you. They're not buyers. And this is dangerous. So the biggest mistake I see people do is post random tips. 3 tips for this, 5 tips for this. And it's pure education. Often in certain social media platforms, people also don't want to show their face. And I understand you have a choice to make of whether you are building a personal brand or your company brand. At the end of the day, both are part of a success story. People choose people first before they choose a company. And your unwillingness to show your face, your unwillingness to tell story, your unwillingness to be human is costing you clients. And the third colossal thing I see and think is a huge mistake is that you never ask people to do something. You're so focused on the delivery of the knowledge and hiding you and being vanilla that you forget to ask people to do something. And the whole point of marketing is movement. You are trying to have a group of strangers or a group of people who may have some familiarity with you to take action. And if you don't invite, they won't move. And that's why you have crickets. So let's talk about the type of content, because it is not an algorithm problem. Controversial statement there. It is not an algorithm problem. If your content delivers service, delivers results, get people moving, you will have all the airtime you need and then some on every social platform you choose to play on. The problem is your stuff is crap and it doesn't deliver what the algorithm wants. So it's not the algorithm's fault, is that you aren't playing the game. And so it's up to you to change this, because complaining in social forums, oh, it's so hard, nothing is moving, blah, 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 is just noise. Stop it. So I think that there needs to be 4 types of content that you create, always with the intent to show who you are, what you stand for, the lens in which you see the world, and invitation to move for who's ever observing from the outside world. The first piece of this is that people need to do business with you, with your business. And even if you're not the only part of your business and you have a company name that leads the story, you as the business owner or the face to some degree, if you're a marketing manager within a business, they are looking to your character, and you have set the standard for how we engage, how we serve, and how we show up. So character content, who I am in the world, matters. It matters a great deal. And that's why you need to talk about who you are, what you stand for, how you play, and how you see the world. Who are you as a human being? And I think this needs to be a significant part of your content mix. I kind of guide my clients around the fact that it's about 30% of the time. So if you think of 7 days a week, at least every week, you should be talking about who are you and what are you doing as a human being. People love behind the scenes. They're going to make an assessment. Do I trust you? Do I see like within you enough to be overlapping to a degree based on this? So show your face, share your life. And that doesn't mean you have to share every secret that you've got, but it does mean you need to show your North Star. What are your values? What do you care about? How do you see the world? And you're only looking for the people that can understand and respect that. Because if they don't align with your character, you do not want them as clients. Let them move on to the next person they see in the scroll. But once I understand who you are, I need to know if you walk your talk. And that means credibility. Note I didn't say educate about a general thing. That's a huge mistake. You're not there to educate an unenlightened audience. You're looking for a buyer who's already got a known problem. So for a buyer who has a known problem, are you credible in solving that? Are you credible in sitting beside them in the mess that they're in? Are you credible for not just a short nanosecond of social media, but to be in the trenches with, to hold the line, and to be a safe bet, to be vulnerable with, and to put my money with and spend time with? So credibility is the game, not educating. And so there are lots of ways to be credible in front of a potential stranger and invite them to take action. You can talk about doing the actual work. You can show behind the scenes. You can do events. You can show up in action with the work that your business stands for. You can also solicit other people to be credibility advocates for you. Simply put, get testimonials, ask for client experiences, show work, show wins. It is true that you can, in the early days when you're just starting out, you are your best example from which to be credible. As your business grows, as success and more clients served happens, your clients take on that leadership role within your growth engine. So ask. Clients love to talk about their journey, and you can have them answer. And there's a great video here in our programming that talks about getting testimonials and how do you do it? What do you do? People will love to talk about their experience with your business, and not every experience will be perfect. Record that, share that, talk about how you recovered, because that goes to your character and shows you are credible. But credibility is key. If I only like you, but I don't trust you enough to hire you, this has been for a wasted exercise. So credibility to me is 50% of the time. 50% of the content put out there should talk about your credibility. You doing stuff that shows you walking the talk and others sharing their experience of being in the room. So start thinking about how you can show credibility about your specific result, about your specific framework, about your specific way that you show up in the world that makes you a safe bet. Do not educate about general information, because your buyer doesn't need that to get moving. They need to see somebody else has already been where they want to go. So we've talked about the fact that you have to show who you are. We've have to talk about, do you walk your talk? The third thing is that people need to connect. And I think one of the easiest ways to connect with somebody is through story. And what I often tell my clients is the story you don't want to tell, the one that maybe doesn't show you in the best light, always winning with your shit together, that's the story that somebody will gravitate to. Your person who understands that while you are on the other side, while you have a certain framework that delivers a predictable result, it wasn't always the case. Because you need to remember to connect with your next buyer where they are, not where your current clients are or when you are already past the problem. So connect, show your life, show the work in progress, show the mistakes, show the setbacks, show the celebrations. People need to aspire to the life you live. And I think what's important when you're a buyer, think about this, when you're making buying decisions yourself, you don't need somebody to be golden on a pedestal. You need them to be real. And that means not just talking about your life, talking about how you show up in the world as human. So at this stage, you've got your character being built, you've got your credibility built, you've got your connection being built. What's left? I'm asking, what do you think we missed that so many business owners miss? You have to talk about your program, your services by name. You have to convert and have to have action and have to show people you're actually a hired resource. It's okay, 100% of okay to talk about, I have this program, I'm running this event, I have this to sell. And in general mix, this is about 10% of your content. If you are in a launch period, heavy promotion, obviously 10% is not enough or you won't sell anything. But you do need to talk about your programs and services. And one of the best ways to check and audit this is to pull your social media. People love engaging. It's by very nature an engaging type of activity. What do you think I do? What do you think I sell? What do you think my programs are called? If you don't talk about your programs by name often enough, you won't have people in the audience, potential buyers, walking into your space, putting up their hand and saying, tell me about the Business Scale Accelerator. Hey, I've heard some other people talk about your 30-day client enrollment lead sprint. I want to know more about it. You won't have people walking into your space and saying, what is the Ignite Your Client Growth Group program? And that is a missed opportunity. Social is social. So you note in the general aggregate here, I'm guiding that only 10% of the time you're selling your stuff overtly. Okay, that's a really important distinction. I'm not saying don't sell your stuff all the time. I'm saying don't overtly sell your stuff 99% of the time. I'm saying make sure people know that you get hired, and you can weave that into your story. You can have examples of people seeing you in credibility. You can have people seeing you in character. You can have some people connecting, and they can go, at the end of the day, I'm a business owner, which means I have something to sell, a solution and a pathway that I can guide you to create. So if you want to move from crickets to clients with your social media, you need to understand that it is not the algorithm's fault if you're not getting engagement. It is you and your content and your story and your haphazardness around this. It is not effective to simply post tips that see the audience experience you as just a likable expert. If you never show your face and you never show behind the scenes and you never show your real life, people wonder, are you human? Especially in the world of so much AI-related content. If you never engage by asking somebody to take an action, you are missing the boat. And before you start chasing the next trend of being a viral sensation, remember this: to grow clients doesn't require that you have this massive audience. The average human being has 600 people they know. I will tell you, your next client, somebody you already know. You have to sell to the audience you already have. And I will tell you this because I just experienced it in my business this week with a new client who signed into our 30-day client enrollment lead sprint. I've known this person for years. We have been in programs together. She is connected to me on social media. She has seen me do events for years, but she got invited to an event, my event in the spring, because someone else in my network was speaking. And she said, I want to go hear them speak. And she said to me when we met in our sales call, she said, I have watched you from the outside and I don't know why it took me so long to get into your room. I didn't get here because you invited me. I got here because somebody else invited me. But holy Dinah, you actually solved the business problem that I have, and I need help. What are the options? How do I hire you? An audience I already knew, somebody who already had some familiarity with me, so understood my character, saw some credibility, but was endorsed in credibility by somebody else I was collaborating with, saw an invitation where I made a direct offer, come into this session, come and buy the VIP, come and buy a session with me so you can solve the problem. That was my conversion exercise. And guess what? Through personal connection and some tears shed, she has become our latest client. This is how businesses run. Your next client is searching for you right now. It's up to you to go get found. And you do it by getting the right mix of content out there and staying at the table. If you need support, I want you to download a resource. It is on christinecampbellrappin.com/podcast. There is a resource to help you write better copy, to master your marketing message. Download it and start using it, coupled with this podcast episode. And my friends, you will want to save this episode and check in regularly. Am I on track? Because when you are, you don't live in the land of crickets. You live in the land of clients. I'll see you there. That's a wrap on another amazing episode of Amplify Your Marketing Message with me, your host, Christine Campbell-Rappin. Be sure to subscribe on your favorite podcast platform so you don't miss another great episode. And be sure to visit christinecampbellrappin.com/podcast to get a free resource on how to master your marketing message. We'll see you all on our next episode.